This is Shireesha from Master of Business Administration, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So, welcome to the course of Business Economics and Financial Analysis. So, as economics is classified into four classifications, that is theory of consumption, theory of production, exchange, and distribution. Right. So, already we have discussed about theory of consumption. Like in this theory of consumption, we discussed about what is diminishing marginal utility, what is consumer surplus, what is demand and demand analysis. So now let's move on to the theory of production. So in this session, I'm going to talk about production, function, and law of variable proportions. So coming to definition of production function. So first let us know about what is production. Production means giving some set of inputs and getting some set of outputs. So that is production. So different authors have defined production function in the a different manner. So coming to Samuelson, what he has given his definition of production function is the technical relationship which reveals the maximum output capable of being produced by each input, whatever we give as input. So here Samuelson says that when we are giving some set of inputs, how much of set of outputs we are going to receive. So that is what is the production function according to Samuelson. And now coming to Michael R. Bay, he also defined the production function, and he says that the production function which defines the maximum amount of output that can be produced with a given set of inputs is given by Michael R. Bay. So this is all about production function definition, where we are just knowing out of these two definitions which are given by different authors. So we can say that production function means when we are giving some input, what is the output which we are giving, or at a certain level of production, that is at a certain fixed amount of output, how much inputs are required to be given. So that is what we are knowing in this production function. So now coming to factors of production. So let's know what are the different factors of production we have. So first one is land, labor, capital, organization, and nowadays we also require technology, right? So that also become as a part of factor of production. So production, in the sense, it does not mean only we are dealing with product, we are also dealing with services also. So now coming to this factors of production. So to do production, we require all these ingredients to make the production done, right? So now coming to this land, labor, capital, organization. So all these are required to do the production. So for this, we require all the ingredients to do this production? No. Here we require, for example, in case of software industry, we require more amount of capital and more. It should be managed we should have organization and capital. In case of a software industry, and land does not play important role in case of a software industry. So coming to agriculture. So agriculture, like here, what we require more amount of land. So the more here, in case of agriculture, we require more amount of land. So here we can produce more amount of quantity. So the output can be increased when we acquire more amount of land, right? So here we also may include other factors of production where capital or labor for the agriculture products or for agriculture, but still land becomes a key important point or key important factor of input which is required to set the level of output which has to be increased. So here land becomes very important in case of agriculture. But whereas, do we require more amount of land in case of software industry? No. We require capital and organization, which is more significant in case of a software industry. So based on industry or based on the product which we are going to make, the production factors of production are going to be play important role according to the companies or according to the manufacturing or service oriented industries or companies. So now let's discuss about what is this production function. So in a mathematical expression. So in a mathematical expression, so production function is Q, that is the output which we require. So F is the function which speaks about the relationship, and L1 is the land, and L2 is the labor, C is capital, O is organization, and I have included technology also because technology also plays very important role nowadays. So I have included this technology also in the production function mathematical expression, right? So now this is the function of production. So Q is equal to F of L1, L2, C, O, T. L1 land, labor, capital, organization, and technology. So here this production function is expressed with a reference to some time duration, okay, and it also expresses the physical relationship between both the inputs as well as outputs, because both are expressed in terms of physical terms. So this production function is describing about the purely technology, and which can be produced from a given set of inputs, which is depending upon the set of outputs. So this is all about production function. So now let's move on with the types of production functions. Generally, we can classify production function in different ways, like production function with only one variable input, that is only one factor of production, or production function with two variables, or production function with multiple variables, right? So now coming to production function with one variable input, we are going to know how the input we are going to give and what is the output we can expect from giving only one variable input. So now coming to this production function, here we are going to depend upon the time allowed to us. So is it a short run or a long run production function? So the activity is given for short run or for the long run. So generally, if it is in short run, we use only one factor production to go with the output. And when we go with two factor of production, we call that as isocont. And when we go with multiple factor of productions, then we call it as law of returns to scale. So now, based on short run production function, so this law of variable proportion is designed. So coming to short run production function, here we are considering only one factor input, right? So here the plant is fixed and labor is variable. So here only one factor of production is going to vary. So now coming to this fixed one variable, that is one factor of production. So how we can proceed with the what is the output we are going to get? Let's see now. So here we are able to increase the production firms, but production firms increases labor but cannot expand their plant, right? So here a firm can increase the labor or decrease the labor, but it cannot expand the plant, right? It cannot expand the organization. So here in short run, we are going to consider only one factor of input and discussing with how the output is going to be. So now coming to this law of variable proportions is nothing but here we are giving only one factor input and expecting what is the output which we are going to get. So this law of here we have certain assumptions for law of variable proportion. So here the first assumption is one factor is variable and the other factor is going to be constant. Okay. So when other factor is constant, that is, as I was telling, here plant is fixed and labor we can vary it. Okay. And it is going to be homogeneous, and like here land or capital remains constant for a given set of prices. So what are the terminologies which are there for production function? Let's discuss now. So coming to the terminology of production function in case of law of variable proportion, so we have three types, that is total product, average product and marginal product. So coming to total product in the sense which is the total relationship between the number of workers and the number of units we are going to produce is the total product. And coming to marginal product means for every additional output that can be produced by adding one worker while holding the other land or size to be constant. And coming to the average product. So average product is we are finding out what is the efficiency of per worker with the output. So how many products can be produced by an individual worker, we are going to know. That is what is average product. So now coming to a small example problem in this with this law of variable proportion, so that we understand in a better way. So here I have considered a small bakery shop where there are number of workers. Here we need to take what is the total products, what are the average products and what are the marginal products. So why I have taken number of workers? Because here we can vary one factor input, that is here I have considered labor as one factor input, and the other factor input is going to be constant, say a bakery shop. Okay. So here I have taken a number of workers, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, 11. Okay. So we have number of workers here. So now coming to what is the total product. So here coming to total product. So for 0 number of workers, of course we cannot produce anything. So if one worker is employed, so we can produce total 100 products here. And if 2 are employed, so 220 products can be made, that is 220 sandwiches can be made. If 3 workers are employed, so 360 we can a shop can produce. If 4 are employed, 520. If 5 are employed, 650. If 6 are employed, 750. If 7 are employed, 840. If 8 are employed, 880. If 9 are employed, 880 again. So we can see the same level of total products here. Okay. So here for 8th and 9th worker, the productivity is not increasing. That is what we can see, right? So here, when we add the 9th worker or 10th worker, here the total productivity is reducing. When we add 11th worker, the total product is going to diminish further. So here this is all about the total product. Okay. So now let's see what is the average product per worker, how many products can be made. So one person can produce one good, or one person can produce 100 sandwiches. So in that matter, when we give some set of inputs, we generally, as a layman, what we think is like, if one worker can do like make 100 sandwiches, if I give 10 workers, I should expect, what is the output? I should expect 1,000 as my output. But is it same in case of this? No. So all the times we cannot justify that whatever, if I go on increase my level of inputs, I cannot expect the same level of output in the same manner. So here what happens? So actually what I have assumed, I assume that if I give 10 units, I'm expecting 10 units. If I give 100 units, I'm expecting 100 units of output. But it will not happen in reality. So that is the importance of this production function. So that is the reason we are studying about this law of variable proportion, or law of returns to scale, or isocons or isocos and all. So we can see here, when we are considering only one factor production, what happens to the output, we can see this clearly. Okay. So per unit or per product or per sandwich, per worker, we can get 100 sandwiches. So when we add the second one, the efficiency of worker has increased and they can produce 110 per worker. And when we add third one, we can produce 120. When we add fourth one, we can produce 140, 130. And when we add fifth one, see here, though we are adding an additional worker as our input, so here the average product remains same. You can observe this, right? So from here onwards, though we are adding our input factor, that is labor, our production is decreasing. It is continuously decreasing, right? So this is all about the average product. Now coming to the marginal product. Marginal product is for every input. So first there is no labor. So first worker can get 100 products. 100, he can produce 100 products. Second worker, he can produce 120 products. Like, how did we get this 120? So 220 minus 100, that is 120. And coming to the third one, so 140, the third, by adding the third one, the efficiency has increased to 140, that is 360 minus 220. And for the fourth one, it is 160, that is 520 minus 360. So likewise, we get all these marginal products. Okay. So here, from this particular point onwards, where the average product remains constant, from that particular point onwards, the marginal product has come down, has diminished. So even the marginal product has gone to negative value also. So here, with the help of this, we can understand there are three stages in law of variable proportion. So coming to that, here when the marginal product is increasing till it has got, till where it is increased, till 160 it has got increased. So this is first stage. This is first stage. And now coming to the second stage. So where the marginal product started declining till zero, we call it as second stage. And from zero, where it has become negative, we call that as the third stage. Okay, so using this as example, we can plot a graph of law of variable proportion. So you can see this graph here. So I have considered the same problem, and I have got this graph. So here, when we are considering here x-axis number of workers and output on y-axis. So this blue color curve is total product, orange color curve is average product, and this gray color curve is marginal product. Okay, so till where the marginal product got increased. So you can observe this. So the marginal product curve has increased. So this is marginal product curve, right? So the marginal product curve increased and cut the average product curve. So at this particular point, so marginal product curve cuts the average product curve. From there, we can draw a line like this. So this line differentiates what is the first stage. So from this line to this is stage 1. So now, where the marginal product curve cuts x-axis, that is, I have shown that is 0. From 0, it has passed to negative values, right? Marginal product curve has passed and become negative. So from the point where the marginal product curve cuts the x-axis, we can also draw one more line which should touch the total product curve, so that it differentiate what is the stage 2 and stage 3. So this is stage 3 now. Okay, so what is the stage 1, stage 2 and stage 3? Okay, so in stage 1, when we go on give our input factors, here the production is also increasing at an increasing level. Okay, so when we give the more and more amount of inputs here, we are expecting more amount of output also. Okay, at an increasing rate. And now coming to this particular point, from second stage. In the second stage, what has happened? So in second stage, here we again added few more workers or few more inputs, but still the production got increased. The total production got increased, but not as the increase in the stage 1. So in stage 2, we can expect that the production is going to increase, but not at an increasing rate. So in stage 1, we can see it is increasing at an increasing rate. It is increasing at a decreasing rate. Okay. And in stage 3, where the marginal product curve cuts x-axis, from this particular point, we can observe that the total product or the total product production is coming down. Though we are giving more amount of input factors, we are getting only less amount of output. So from here, the total product curve is declining. So this is all about the law of variable proportion. So now coming to the next, let's know about what is the relationship between the different products we have. So now, this is the curve which we have seen, and let's know what is the relationship between average product and marginal product. Here, when the marginal product is greater than average product, our average product is increasing. Okay, we are talking about only average product and marginal product now. Okay, when marginal product is decreased or less than average product, then average product decreases. And next one, when marginal product is equal to average product, our average product is maximum. Okay. And now let's know what is the relationship between total product and marginal product. So here, when the total product is increasing at an increasing rate, so you can see this. So when the total product is increasing at an increasing rate, where the marginal product curve cuts the average product curve, right? So this is the point. So from here we can draw a line like this. So this is the stage 1, right? So here the total, when the total product increases at an increasing rate, the marginal product also increases. Okay. And now when the total product is increasing at a decreasing rate, that is where this is the point where the marginal product curve cuts the x-axis, that is it has become 0. It has become 0. So from this point we can draw a line like this. So here it is increasing, but marginal product also decreases. Okay. And now when the total product is maximum, when the total product, that is here, the total product here, it is maximum, our marginal product is 0, right? So this is the relation between the different products which we have discussed in law of variable proportion. So this is all about the law of variable proportion. And of course, when the total product is decreasing, our marginal product is negative. So that's the reason it has come down. Okay. So thank you for patient listening. Thank you very much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.